Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back. Today we're going to be playing the Cumberland Switchback scenario, and we are going to be using the locomotives in this scenario to our advantage. Now we have this one in our livery. This one here, this big O-rail one, I'm actually probably going to shut down midway through. I will probably shut 2805 down. I will edit the livery for both that one and the lively rail so that it does have a numbering on the side of it like the CSX, and like most American freight locomotives you'd expect would have the numbering on the side. Now this yellow locomotive here is going to be our DP. If you don't know what DP is, it's distributed power. So we are going to bring... These ones are connected forwards as well. So we're going to take the locomotives over here that are connected forwards, connect the SD40 here to them. That's an issue. Hang on. I need to bring both sets back and turn them one locomotive on each round so that I can... Oh yeah, the AC 4400 is leading. Oh my god, I'm ding. In which these two here will be on the helper end. The DP will be... The DP... So there'll be distributed power on this as well. The AC44... The AC44-8 as I call it. And these here... Are they running? Yeah, they're running. In which, yes, these are running. I just had my TV turned down really low. If you didn't know, this is PS gameplay, in which the first job, I think, is to get the SD40. Oh look, let's go and have a look at this first for you guys that don't know. Lively rail cars here. Now, if I climb over, you can see all of these different liveries as well on the cars. These are lively rails. Now, there might not be one of my... Yes, there is one of my livery on this. There is one of my livery on the double stack as the lively rail, of course. I'll explain I'll actually explain what the hell the lively rail is a bit later. But first I just want to show you my livery for these. This one here, right. So this consist here, we've got to be a bit more careful with. Actually, hang on. In this yard, we've got those intermodals, those intermodals, and then we've got the coal cars on the other side. But this is mixed freight and empty cars as well. This is a mix of all. So it's a massive mix of the cars that we use that would be put onto a long train ready to head out. The train is probably going to be... So I thought there was something there. Do not ask me what. Now the train is going to be something like 1 to 2 miles long. That's why I'm going to have 4 DP on. I might not have DP on the back because I'm going to need all the power I can have on the front. So if any NPC trains do spawn in, which the NPC trains probably won't spawn in. In which there are the freight cars over there. Those are the pink cars over there are the freight cars that will be hauled, that will be having the locomotives attached. The SD40 is going to be spare yard power, which will go with the DP, so we can double up on DP here. In which all locomotives that are facing the rear will be positioned the wrong way. And that way I can have one cut here. This cut here could be facing can be directly at it. We'll take off this one, put it with the other O-rail. We'll switch one round and we'll put it on the front. And then we'll switch this one round and do a load of other complicated business with 2681. And then 2805, I will get some numbering for 2805, but the number board will say different, because this will be whatever number it is, but on the side here it will be marked as 137, and I'm going to create a second livery, which is just a blank, which is a blank one, which is the full livery rail with 1338 on it. Hopefully soon we see start to say goodbye to the CSX logos on these trains, and saying hello to the livery rail. I'm going to climb aboard the second locomotive here. If you look, I'm not very good at designing because of how low I had to put some of the decals on this thing. This is 2541, yeah. So it will be numbered as 137, which I'll probably do later on. Now we need to set both these we'll set the locomotives up now that we've gone by like 7 minutes of chat. That scared me, to be quite honest. Just the instant the locomotives, I just sat down and then the locomotive automatically switched on. Because any locomotives that are running or are running on really low revs will automatically come into life. They will then automatically come to life. Now these are only going to be set because I'm going to have this on full service. So it holds the brake. With it holding the brake on this track here, we can bring the SD40 in which the SD40 we might use as front power and operate it backwards. If we operate it, then we'll operate it backwards. We won't operate it forwards. If you look at videos of like trains, you'll sometimes notice that they're facing backwards. Now, I'm not really going to do it much apart from set it up and bring the cut of tankers. So we'll probably bring this cut of tankers, hook them over onto this set, because it is mixed freight. we are hauling mixed freight out of this place. The cars you see won't be the exact same when we do the actual scenario of pulling them. Except for the locomotives will be swapped out with an SD40. We'll be probably running a GP38-2 or an SD4. Certainly won't be the AC44. We'll move there. Set this up to move. Now it's not set properly. It's 1 PSI. If I set this into cut and handle off it, how it gets initially. Now for passenger it goes to 109 PSI, but we might run it on the passenger setting. And it might just help us. So if you look at how quickly we're speeding up, you could easily throw 5 Nippon coaches on the back of this. You could easily throw like 20 Nippon coaches on this and another GP38, and this would look just as wrong, fine. But you could run on the passenger setting, you could run a bunch of empty cars on the passenger setting, and then it would handle it fine. We're going to test it out on freight though and see what because the passenger setting, unless you had access to mods, would be inaccessible. Like me, I don't have access to mods. So if you did have access to mods, because there are systems where you can mod the game and all of that, where you can mod games. If you was to, I don't even think there is a mod. There's no mod function on this. But if there was a mod function, then, and there was a mod for it, adding like Nippon coaches to it, now I'm going to try and use first person as much as possible, and I'm not going to throw switches on the map. We're allowed to use our map, but we're not allowed to throw switches using the map. I'm not going to do it because it's against the rules of what I'm doing. We're going to set it to 1 because it it will go a bit. I'm going to set it so it isn't at 100 PSI. The pressure in the pipe is like 46 VC. We can probably set it to passenger and have it run fine. I will run it on passenger for the run. So we're going to test it out on mixed freight. We'll test out the passenger setting on mixed freight and just see. It's kind of turned into a review now. but I will be doing a review on all of the Sandpatch locomotives by putting them up side by side to show you their differences, show you what they do and how to start them, and also I'm not going to guide you to coupling because that's easy, because the coupling in this game is pretty much all automatic. Like so. Automatic coupling. Now I'm going to throw this into forwards. The game's probably going to have a go at me here. The brakes need to be disengaged. It handles it like a passenger locomotive should do. We're going to let gravity hijack it now. We're just going to let gravity do its thing and just slowly pull us. Just bring us in a control pull. So I'll come up here and just come up to the switch here and climb down and throw the switch, because we can't, if we're not allowed to throw the switch, if we have to throw the switch not using the map, we can't throw the switch using the camera either. But also I'm going to start to rely on hand-to-eye coordination here. If I move this window, then that way, as I come up to the comms, oh, I was a bit naughty, wasn't I? Yeah, I set a switch. Never mind. It's just habit. Setting switches before I do whatever. Now, look at the brake pipe. We're at 108. Now, for this, 223.7 yards long, and we're also, you will notice that we are actually, that we are going to need to use the train brake. If you look, if we had to stop on a downhill, comment down below if you think the independent locomotive brakes would ever hold this. I'm taking a guess. My guess is going to be easy, because the answer is easy, and the answer is just a big no-no. So the answer is, comment down below if you've ever seen clips of it where engineers have just left their train parked using like the locomotive brakes at like not a lot of service, and then they just run down the hill and fly off the tracks. It's not what we're having. I ain't having none of it. Now there's the stack train over there. Why am I calling it a stack train? The stack consist. A stack train is somewhere back there. That's where the friggin' stack train is. The stack consist will be mixed in with tanks. So it will be, just gonna hold on to one here. And that's as if I'm only gonna use I'm gonna set the train, I'm gonna set the brakes on the actual to initial, which it can't clear the switch, can it? Now it will clear the switch. Which I'm going to make a full service reduction here. Just going to let the brake pipe settle before leaving the locomotive, just to make sure it's not, it won't roll. if we're quick enough, what I'll do is I'll set the handbrakes. I'll set the first 2 handbrakes, and they will definitely hold the train. I'm not taking any chances. So I'm going to set 4 handbrake. I will set 5 handbrakes, not 4, or 2. So after this car, there's 1 more handbrake to set. I need to set 1 more for maximum safety. And that's release. So I must remember the first 5 cars have their handbrakes on. Which the open close thingy on the switches here is going to be pretty useless. Now I must remember to count 5 cars from the front. So it's this first. Yep, so this car here has got its handbrakes. I told you I'd remember. 5 cars from the front, handbrake on. I put the handbrakes on even though there is probably no need. Now you have to just hold these till they say they're released. The handbrake basically locks the brake on. Basically, it locks the brake. So by having the brake locked, you basically enable it. So if the train brake failed for whatever reason and it's empty, it will easily help. Just easy. Don't rocket science. Operating a train sounds like absolute rocket science, I know. But when you're playing this game, it's not rocket science. Now I bail off that. I have good reason to be bailing off as well. To be holding it in bail off till where it says BC in the top one here, brake counter, where it has that bit there. The red signal is just the point where it's going to derail the train, just so you know. It's the point where the train will derail. I will just hold it at about 6. I'll try and maintain my speed as well under 10 as I can, but if you look there where it says 1170, and then number 3 under it and that fire sign, that basically means if this thing was to rupture and someone came along with a match and lit the match, or lit the match with a lighter, or used a light and then threw and then plugged the hole with it, it would basically explode into lots of flames. It would probably cause a massive bang as well. Some really big bangs and smashes, and it will cause a lot of destruction, and that's lethal on the job. When you're doing that kind of business on the job, basically it will get you sacked unless it's a runaway. Unless the train is a full runaway, you're basically fired. If you deliberately caused it to happen, you're fired. If you didn't know it was going to happen, it's highly unlikely you would get fired in real life. Now you can hear in the front train. Now we need to hook to a cut of not stack train. Why do I keep saying stack train? My brain gone wrong today. Yes, so it's this first track. We'll just let them bonk together. They can just bonk together. Then get bonked. I'm going to try and hook up as much as I can. Just to... I'll get an initial on this. But they will have no air in them. So... my brake pressure is going down. My cutout valve is still on passenger though. So we'll let it fully recharge. And meanwhile, while it recharges, we will set the headlights to bright, because headlights let others know that the train is operational. I forgot to set them at the start. Any of my school friends that are subscribers will might know where the whole idea of the Lively Rail was born. I was initially going to abandon the plans after the first video using the Lively Rail. I was initially going to abandon the plans. The compressor evidently should run. We are going to slap this thing to her. Basically, it's a very steep drop down there as well. You are dead if you fall down. If you fall down the cliff somewhere off the map. I could go any amount of distance away. I could go somewhere up here and then come back again. But technically, all past the boundaries is a whole bunch of nonsense that we probably call Russian nonsense. It's a whole bunch of a very complicated nonsense that I ain't going to be explaining. You must check that one of the switches. I'm just doing it like this for a reason, because I can't keep jumping down from the locomotive when I'm that far. Also, it's quicker, but also, even though I'm not meant to do it because it's against the rules of the challenge, it has to be done. Something's dragging. I'm wondering if we're gonna get like a 14 in. Oh no. That's an issue though. But it's pretty much all downhill. Now the intermodal containers will be before the DPU or even after, it just depends. I'm just going to power on, and also I forgot to set my banking comm, which the banking comm is basically your radio. The radio should probably come. The radio isn't even on, nor the warning devices. Well done, May. Because by standard, the radio should be activated, so I can probably use it. But there is a switching. I probably won't need it, but even though there is an active switching job here in the yard of somewhere up here is an active switching job. So I've just got to be wary of an NPC train that may spawn for a switching job. Just really depends where it wants to spawn. In which we've added more than 100 extra yards onto the lane. To be reversed. Then that can be it for what we put on here before we exceed the horsepower of what this locomotive is technically. I'm going to make a full service reduction on there. We must switch back to the auto brake here. Come over here. Just shut the switch. So basically the orange track that we're reversing up to now is where I'm gonna jump down and decouple the cars. But I'm actually gonna do it while the train is. So we'll probably board the locomotive while gravity's kind of like sweeping it down at a couple of miles, at about 0.8 of a mile per hour. You could describe some of these locomotives in this game as a Dash 8 or a Dash 9. You could technically do that. I personally don't really do it. Oh my god, it's more than a mile walk. So basically it's a mile run from here from where we are currently, all the way to where we end it. That's going to be it from me. I'll see you, and I hope you enjoyed. If you did, smash the like button, subscribe, click the bell to turn on post notifications. So from me, bye.